David, who slew the giant Goliath. Mo Rocca now recounts that tale of courage and looks at the man some see as David's modern-day counterpart.
Despite its military might, the global Goliath, Russia, meeting its modern-day David.
A vast invading army under the command of an autocrat.
So David fighting against Goliath, and we really are David against Goliath.
A much smaller country under siege. Its leader refusing to flee.
President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is leading a defiant nation in this David and Goliath battle.
When it was clear that Zelensky was staying, what did you think?
I thought, he's a leader, he's a David, and Putin is a coward.
Steve Leader is senior rabbi of Wilshire Boulevard Temple in Los Angeles.
We have elderly Ukrainian women making Molotov cocktails in their basement. If that's not a David-Goliath story, I don't know what is.
In the biblical story of David and Goliath, the Israelites are outmatched by the Philistines and the giant Goliath. Only a shepherd boy named David, armed with a sling and 5 smooth stones, is willing to challenge Goliath. With a single shot, he fells the giant, and the Philistines flee.
Every one of us at one point or another has faced frightening odds. There are many stories like this where a powerful narcissist, a bully, frankly, ends up being crushed under the weight of his own demagoguery and his own narcissism.
Fighting increasingly grim odds is Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky, who became famous playing a school teacher
Доброе утро, господин президент.
Who unexpectedly becomes president of Ukraine. And whose words as the actual president have galvanized people well beyond his country.
И навіть якщо ви
Even if you destroy all our cathedrals and churches, you will not destroy our sincere faith in God in Ukraine.
You know, he was raised in the Soviet Union as a Jew. He understands what it means to be an outsider.
Soviet Jews had their passport stamped, right, with a particular mark.
Yes, correct. A black mark on your passport that said, you're a pariah. And so he understands a bully and of having to do the best you can with what you have. That's in his DNA, as is the DNA of Goliath in Putin. That might makes right. That the leader is not accountable for the suffering of his own people.
For the moment, as Russia continues its merciless advance, Zelensky, a 44-year-old husband and father, remains resolute.
We have nothing to lose but our own freedom and dignity. For us, this is the greatest treasure.
I can't be the only one asking himself, what would I do? Could I be that person?
There's an old Yiddish expression that I think of often, which is when you must, you can. If you had asked Zelensky 5 years ago, do you think you could be the man who 5 years from now stands up to Vladimir Putin and the Russian army? He might have said no.
But Rabbi Leader says a challenge this great also requires a certain kind of faith.
In order to be a David, you have to be in denial of the full powers of the Goliath, right? It takes some denial. The truth of the story is, you may not always win with courage, but you've got a hell of a lot better chance.